Okay, I thought that we'd start with pronunciation, if that's all right with you.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the famous folks whose ability to speak French will probably surprise you.
Je veux comprendre! Je veux comprendre!
Number 10, Serena Williams.
Je vais te parler en français parce que tu parles un peu français.
Bon, ouais.
Première question, quelle est la plus belle ville du monde?
C'est difficile parce que j'adore Paris et je reste ici à Paris. Je dis Paris.
Growing up, Serena Williams wasn't just thinking about winning Grand Slam tennis championships. She also had ideas about what she wanted to do after she won. In the case of the French Open, this involved giving her post-match talks in French.
Oui, c'est important pour moi. Elle commence très bien, très vite aussi. Demain pour les finales parce que Muguruza, elle joue très agressive et très vite.
She also had a second reason to learn the language. As she told the Fader magazine back in 2016, it was, quote, because in most African countries, the main language outside of their local language is French or English. So I figured, I know English, maybe I can learn French. Indeed, she did. As we've seen in some very cute videos, she's teaching her daughter the language as well.
Lavez les mains, mais pas avec de l'eau de le chien. Oh là là, c'est de l'eau de chien.
Number 9, Gwyneth Paltrow. When Gwyneth Paltrow was about 15 years old, she spent a year studying abroad in Spain.
Bueno, cuando tenía 15 años yo estaba estudiando español en el colegio en Nueva York y la profesora nos han dicho, bueno, hay una oportunidad a ir a España.
You thought we were going to say France, didn't you? Nope, Paltrow studied in Spain and can speak Spanish rather well. But what about French, you ask?
Était très bien, était mignon, mais maintenant, dans la troisième, elle est beaucoup plus forte.
Well, while she didn't study there, she and her family did reportedly spend a good amount of time in the south of France when she was young. As such, Paltrow picked up the language and has remained conversationally adept ever since. Look no further than this interview she did during her promotional tour for Iron Man 3 to see what we mean.
La relation entre Tony et Pepper, c'est un petit peu plus compliqué. Et moi, je pense que Pepper était très amusant pour faire cette film, le troisième, c'est le meilleur pour moi.
Number 8, Jane Fonda.
Alors, ça va?
Plus ou moins, oui.
Pourquoi, pardon, plus ou moins?
Normalement, je suis endormie à 9 heures.
Ah.
Love is said to be a powerful force and can inspire people to do amazing things. It's been said that it even led to Jane Fonda learning French.
Et je suis tombée amoureuse. Voilà. J'étais tombée amoureuse dans le lit, je dois dire.
Oui,
et c'est là aussi que j'ai appris le français que j'ai oublié depuis. Mais...
In 1965, she tied the knot with late French filmmaker Roger Vadim, who was also the director behind her 1968 film Barbarella. The duo were married for roughly 8 years, and their child Vanessa was even born in Paris. More specific details regarding Fonda's language learning journey are relatively scarce, but there's no denying she can now handle herself like the true professional she's always been in French.
Qu'est-ce que la vie vous a appris, Jane?
Qu'il faut toujours rester intéressé. C'est beaucoup plus important que d'être intéressant.
Number 7, Lily Collins. Given that she's the star of the hit Netflix show Emily in Paris, it may not come as a complete shock that Lily Collins speaks French. We mean, she literally speaks it on the show, sort of.
Well, I'm going to take a class, but je parle un peu français already.
Well, perhaps it's better not to try.
As fans will know, Emily is largely clueless when she first arrives in Paris, so much so that the purchase of a chocolatine is anything but straightforward.
Un pain au chocolat. Un, pas une. Un pain au chocolat.
So you might be surprised to know that Collins's comprehension of the French language is at a much more advanced level, as she started speaking it as a kid. She doesn't always answer interview questions in French, perhaps due to not being super confident in her skill level. But while she may not be a fluent speaker, she's no slouch either.
Et aussi confortablement que j'aimerais, donc je veux continuer à pratiquer. Et en fait, j'ai grandi en parlant en français, je rêvais même en français, donc j'étais très habituée. Et je parle à mon équipage en français quand je ne suis pas fatiguée.
Number 6, Timothée Chalamet.
But you are fluent in the French.
Yeah, yes. Let's say 97%. I always give myself a little stopgap because it's not perfect.
Just because someone has an accent over a letter of their first name and a French-sounding last name doesn't always mean they can speak French. However, in the case of Timothée Chalamet, it kind of does.
Tout en français. Vous avez une oreillette?
Non, j'ai rien.
Rien du tout.
J'ai rien du tout.
Sans oreillette, sans rien.
Ouais, on le fait en français.
Et ça s'était super bien passé l'autre fois.
C'était bien, mais il y avait Armin la dernière fois.
Oui, mais il parlait anglais.
Il parlait anglais, alors je faisais un petit peu les deux.
Non, mais c'est parfait.
Ok, j'essaye cette fois.
Although he was born and raised in New York City, he has a strong familial connection to France. His father, Marc Chalamet, is from the southern part of the country and also worked as the New York correspondent for daily French newspaper Le Parisien. Not only is Timothée multilingual, but he also has dual American and French citizenship.
Vous allez tourner, on en parlait pendant la pub, vous allez tourner en France en mars, on peut le dire ou pas?
Angoulême, c'est dit comme ça?
Angoulême, oui.
Angoulême. C'est un village ou une ville?
C'est une ville.
C'est une ville.
Ouais.
I don't know. C'est un insultant de demander.
Pas du tout.
Non,
pas du tout.
Okay.
Number 5, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
You want to take a shot? Be my guest. She's actually looking for a French tutor.
Are you serious? That's perfect.
Do you speak French?
Well, no, but I will.
While one of Joseph Gordon-Levitt's big breaks came playing an alien on Third Rock from the Sun, we don't need to tell you that he actually isn't from outer space. But while calling him an extraterrestrial would be wrong, you can definitely call him a francophile.
La Belge, c'est la place natale de le chanteur préféré de ma mère, Jacques Brel. Et il est quelqu'un que moi j'aime aussi. Alors, je cherche cette inspiration qu'il a trouvée.
His affinity began decades ago and manifested in his studying French subjects at Columbia University, his love for French New Wave cinema, and his fluency in speaking the French language. Oh, and in singing it as well, as he's demonstrated at several events for his hit record collaboration platform. Number 4, Jodie Foster. While Jodie Foster didn't study in France, she did study at a bilingual French-English prep school in California, the Lycée Français de Los Angeles. Not only did she master French there, she also gave the French valedictorian speech the year she graduated.
Parce que j'ai vécu quand même une vie entre guillemets pas normale, mais j'étais pas un surdoué, j'étais pas plus intelligent que les autres, j'étais seulement dans un métier assez prodigue.
To say her ability to speak the language is good would be an understatement. As if that wasn't enough, she's also appeared in French motion picture productions.
C'est pas ce que vous croyez. Je peux pas vous le raconter. Donnez-moi votre adresse. Même si l'orthographe et moi, ça fait 2. Je mettrai tout ça dans une lettre.
And if you're watching a French dub of one of her English movies, you'll also usually be hearing her. Oh, and she also speaks Italian, although, as she reportedly says in one interview, she does so with a, quote, horrible French accent.
Sì?
Ma parlo con un accento francese orribile.
Come orribile?
Orribile!
Number 3, Hugh Grant. Yes, it's true. Hugh Grant can be ridiculously charming in multiple languages.
Is that true? I have an extremely high opinion of my French, which is not necessarily matched by the reality.
Many kids learn French in school, but at least some of Grant's access to the language seemingly came through the home. You see, his mother, Finvola Susan McLean, was an educator, and you guessed it, one of the subjects she taught was indeed French. Grant also lived in France as part of an exchange program when he was 14.
J'adore la France, j'ai une maison en France maintenant.
His French might not be as technically good as some others on this list, but it's still praiseworthy. Plus, there's no denying how endearing he can be in whatever language he's speaking.
Mais maintenant, je suis très content, maintenant que je suis vieux et laid, c'est beaucoup flatteur.
Number 2, Emma Watson. As British as she is, did you know that Emma Watson wasn't actually born in the UK? In fact, although both her parents are English, she didn't move to England until she was about 5 years old. So where did Watson spend the first 5 years of her life?
Is it really boring to say the Eiffel Tower when it's all like glittery and sparkly and...
Well, given the subject of this list, you might have guessed that the answer is France. Born in Paris, Watson was obviously immersed in the local language in her early years.
J'ai habité en France pendant 5 ans. Je suis née à Paris. Mes parents travaillaient comme avocates.
While she will admit her speaking skills aren't perfect, we'd say the Harry Potter star can still rock an interview in the language of love.
Non, mon français n'est pas assez bon.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Sigourney Weaver. She can beat up aliens and speak French. Maybe not at the same time though.
Peut-être c'est 4 heures, mais pour moi, c'était vraiment immédiatement. And it was a sublime experience.
Marlon Brando. Brando learned the language after falling for French actress Tarita Teripaya.
Marlon Brando, pourquoi êtes-vous venu à Paris?
Parce que j'ai tapé le tambour pour Universal International Company.
Audrey Hepburn. French was just one of several languages Hepburn could converse in.
Bon, à l'époque, je me suis arrêtée justement pour mes enfants, parce que j'étais toujours loin et ça me rendait très malheureux. Alors j'ai plus ou moins cessé de faire des films pour voir grandir mes fils.
Diane Kruger. When she relocated to France as a teen, she added the language to her repertoire.
Alors l'histoire la plus folle qui me vient à l'esprit, c'était en fait mon premier Cannes. Donc j'étais en tournage de 3 dans le film. Je portais une perruque, mes cheveux ils étaient tirés en arrière et bien collés pour qu'on puisse mettre donc la...
Shakira. She doesn't just speak French, she sings in French too.
Je n'étais rien et voilà qu'aujourd'hui je suis le gardien du sommeil de celui je l'aime à mourir.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper's deep dive into the French language dates back to his time at Georgetown University.
C'est un peu cher. On va où?
La Tour Eiffel, j'imagine que
non,
tu
pas Tour Eiffel. Les chandelles. Vas-y, quelque chose de plus intéressant.
Plus intéressant.
While his major during his studies there was English, the future movie star also did a minor in French. Thus, Cooper mastered the language while at the prestigious institution, and even completed an exchange in the south of France.
Pendant 6 mois là-bas à Aix. Enfin, vous me mettez 6 mois en Espagne, je vais pas revenir à parler espagnol. Je sais pas pourquoi. Peut-être j'ai pas inquiété à faire de défauts.
He's also seemingly maintained his fluency in the language over the years. Indeed, he's done numerous interviews in French and has shown off his skills a few times in film roles as well.
Un peu plus sojacé aussi, hein? Pourquoi pas?
Color us impressed. Which of these multilingual celebs surprised you the most? Voulez-vous? Leave us a comment. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.